You're watching a clip from the Club podcast.
Make sure you follow it on Spotify and Apple Podcasts and give it a 5-star review.
So here you go, is a lovely clip from our podcast. And we want to talk about top 5 transfers, the big money ones, the big shakers that could happen this summer. Obviously, it's going to be a little bit Premier League themed because we are absolute Premier League merchants. But we'll start off and we'll kick it off with Harry Kane. He's going to be leaving Spurs. Maybe. Will he? Won't he? This summer. It feels like if he does leave Spurs now, it's going to be Real Madrid. But Manchester United have obviously been linked with him for an awfully long time. He's got 1 year left on his deal as well. Levy looks like he wants to sell abroad. Kind of like what he did with Luka Modric. You've had experience with that as well. Although Harry Kane will have his eyes on the Premier League goal record. Surely he's not going to stay at Spurs. Is he going to be at a new club by the time the transfer window closes? No, he can't stay at Spurs. He will be at a new club. He will. He might not be when the season starts, but he will find a new club now. I'm convinced, and I really want him to. You know, it's so rare that you ever kind of feel any empathy with footballers. It's the first time in my life I've ever felt any empathy with a Tottenham player. Like, I've never had any love. I mean, this is even when I was a kid. Didn't matter whether it was Chris Armstrong, Eric Torsved, Rule Fox, Gary Mabbutt. I had no empathy with their plight or what was going on in their life. You know, with Kane, I just sort of almost as a human on like a very, very holistic level, I'm just like, mate, get this bloke out of this club and please, God, get him some medals. Because I like him. I think he's fantastic. I think he's an amazing footballer. He's one of the best that has ever played in the Premier League. And I think he's a winning footballer with no wins, which is ridiculous. Okay. Let me put you in Harry Kane's shoes. You are Harry Kane. Yeah. Right now. I know. I'm your agent. Yeah. So, Harry, summer's coming up. Spurs being a bit difficult. What's the plan? Okay. What are we doing? I know the plan. I got the plan. I can tell Harry Kane. If Harry Kane listens to this podcast, he should listen to every single word. He should listen to every single word. And I am saying this in his best interest. This is what Harry Kane should do. I will secure his legacy, his legitimacy as one of the best players to have ever graced the game, and, crucially, the Premier League goal record. This is what he does. He puts in a transfer request today. It's in. The transfer request is in. I'm Charlie Kane, is that his name? Charlie Kane. It's in. He then makes contact with Real Madrid. Ooh. He needs to go to Real Madrid. Being part of Charlie Kane ain't got Real Madrid's phone number. Being part of this new iteration of Real Madrid is exactly what Harry Kane needs. Filling the boots of Karim Benzema is the challenge that he needs to cement his legacy as one of the best ever. Go and be the new Real Madrid number 9, the main man. Think about what that means now. It means this new Real Madrid, Tchouaméni, Camavinga, Jude Bellingham, the new Bernabeu. You just said Premier League record. Trust me. This is why I'm looking after his best interests. Okay. He goes to Real Madrid. He's going to be 30 years old next month. Plays there for 4 seasons. He wins in that time 2 La Ligas, 2 European Cups, and cements himself as and the odd Copa del Rey, but also the negotiation and the conversation and the jeopardy and the toing and froing about where Harry Kane ranks among the best in the world. It's over with that. You go and you lead the line in the new Bernabeu with those lads that I just mentioned behind you. You're the man. You are suddenly the man, right? So he goes and does that. 4 years' time, he'll be 33 going on 34. You come back. Teddy Sheringham went to Manchester United, played for Tottenham for ages, went to Manchester United, won a treble, went back. Go back to Tottenham if you have to, but come back in the Premier League. You've got 3 years to score 47 goals. You're so capable of that. You hit 261, you retire, you look at your medals, you look at your legacy, everything's intact. You are the Premier League record goal scorer. You are Tottenham's record goal scorer. You have European Cups. How many goals away is he? Is that 47? Enough time? Okay, 47. So you have everything to your name, and crucially, at that point, that's about 3-4 seasons, though. Nah, not for him. At that point, you go, do you know what? Rory Jennings pulled this out of the bag for me. He got this so right. 47 goals off the back of winning it all at Real Madrid. Like, well, think about it. He's a player, right? It's all a myth. This is something else that people don't seem to acknowledge.
people talk about him as like a injury-prone player.
Yeah.
They talk about glass ankles and all that. Right? Do you know it's not true? Do you know
No, it's not true. Yeah.
It's not true.
I'm one of those people that look at him and think,
No.
the injuries. But then you think, hold on, he just scores goals
Mate,
every season.
it's not true. Do you know this year, he's the only Tottenham player to have started every single game of the season for them. He started every single Premier League game.
Yeah.
60 games played.
There you go, Harry. Sack your brother. Give Rory a shout. 10% to us. That's all right.
Five is fine on those kind of numbers, mate.
Yeah, we'll take 5%. So, yeah, you know what to do, Harry. Next up, this is a heartbreaker for you. Mason Mount to Manchester United. He's reportedly agreed personal terms already. That seemed pretty straightforward. It looks like he's destined for the exit at Chelsea. Chelsea reportedly holding out for a fee of 70 million. I can't see them getting that with 1 year left in his deal. United trying to pay around 40 million plus some add-ons and all those kind of things. What's the gut feeling as a Chelsea fan?
I think he's gone. I think he's gone. There were a few things that gave us the inkling that it was over. I think on the final day of the season, he really embraced the crowd. He seemed to have a sort of epiphany moment at Stamford Bridge, you know, where he's like walking around, Ben Chilwell giving him a cuddle and all that. So I think he's certainly gone. I think the numbers are the problem here, because I think Bowley, due to the lavish and often thoughtless spending, we're in deficit.
We need to recruit. We need to by the end of this month, isn't it?
Exactly. We need to recoup some money, and the easiest way to do that is to sell a player that costs you nothing. Because on your balance sheet, it's only profit. It's only like you sell Mason Mount, and in the same way that you sell Tammy Abraham or Victor Mori, they are only generating money for you. So I think that's the motivation. That's part of the motivation here, which is painful. I think the overall issue that this represents for Chelsea, I think this is a microcosm, Mount leaving, of everything going wrong with the club. Like Chelsea are all over the place, like completely all over the place. Even if you look at the three players that are most likely to leave, right? You've got N'Golo Kante, Mateo Kovacic and Mason Mount. N'Golo Kante's going for different reasons, right? But I still think he could do a job for Chelsea. You've got the other two lads who are going to clubs that are far better than Chelsea, had a far better season than Chelsea, are in the European Cup and Chelsea on. You think, hang on a minute, doesn't that give you a clue that they'd be the ones to keep? And I think even people that don't rate Mount or like Mount, they still admit that he's one of the best players at the club and we're selling him. So...
As a United fan, I'm excited if we sign him. I think it could be.
Didn't you?
No, I think it could be a shrewd signing. If he's our only midfield signing, I'd be worried. But if we bring him in as a replacement for Eriksen and a rotation for Bruno, I think he ticks all the boxes, and he's someone that Erik ten Hag would really improve.
He'd be great for you. Yeah,
fingers crossed it happens, but fingers crossed we can keep that price down. Declan Rice to Arsenal is another one that's going to shake the market this summer. You can't see this one dragging on now as well, because of the fact that West Ham have won a trophy. Everything seems to be happy. Is the third West Ham captain since, Bobby Moore? Bonds?
In terms of listing silver? Yeah. Three of them. Yeah. Billy Bonds, yeah.
Yeah. So there's third captain. So they're going to be like...
Have you seen what David Moyes has put himself in that elite club as well, isn't he? There's only the third manager.
The video of him and his dad.
Ron Greenwood and...
the video of him and his dad was
it's
nice.
Beautiful, man.
It's
beautiful.
Especially for someone like David Moyes, who's been there for, in this game for so long.
No, when he put the medal on the father, that was special.
Especially what happened at United as well. Look, by the end of it, I wanted to see the back of him. I couldn't, bear to see him. But, he's a proper football dude, man.
Yeah.
He went away, built himself back up. And even at West Ham, nobody wanted him there.
Yeah. But to Arsenal, I think it makes sense that he goes to Arsenal.
Tuchel's been having a sniff around.
Well, mate.
Would you go to Bayern Munich if you were Declan Rice? Leaving that Premier League is mad.
I mean, you could go to the Premier League. I wouldn't go to the Bundesliga.
Even if Bayern go, you're our top earner. So the money's the same.
Nah, I'd go to, if I were to leave the Premier League, I'd go to La Liga.
That's it.
Yeah.
I'd
go to Italy as well, but it's Real, isn't it? Like, when Bellingham is weighing up clubs and Real are there, especially this new Real, like we said before, Camavinga, Tchouaméni, the new Burnabout. Like, you got to go, man.
Where's Declan Rice at the end of the transfer window?
I think Declan Rice is going to Arsenal, but it's stuttered more than I thought it would. Like, I heard the West Ham chairman on the radio saying that there's 4 or 5 clubs sniffing around, so it's not as certain, but I do believe Arsenal...
They might be trying to create an illusion of a
bidding war, yeah.
Riyad Mahrez is following a whole host of players. Kante's gone there. Leo Messi was linked with a move there, although that's not happening now. Saudi Arabia, Riyad Mahrez has been linked with a move to Al Ahly, reportedly worth 100 million a year to move there. Arguably, the first player in his pomp, really, that would be going there.
Yeah, I mean, I would argue that N'Golo
kind of
Kante.
still
Yeah,
is.
yeah. I would argue that Kante is. People would disagree with me on that, but I would argue that
Would
Kante.
you go to Saudi?
Yeah, right now.
Yeah.
Immediately.
Yeah.
Book me the flight now. One-way ticket to Jeddah, please. Absolutely, yeah. Would you? Yeah. Adam, do you know, these sums of money that we're talking about here? Like this is
generational wealth.
Yeah. This isn't like this is like your grandchildren's grandchildren are wealthy. This is like earning more money in 1 year than you've earned in your entire career, and you're 35. Like this is that level of wealth. Yeah, I mean,
why didn't knock Oscar?
it's all that. Do you remember that Live Golf? Have you followed that at all? Of course, you've got to go. Like I think it's
Tiger Woods must be kicking himself.
It's incredibly churlish of anyone to go. I think you're an idiot for going. I'm just like, well, you in some imaginary situation that you aren't an old drunk and you are somehow a professional athlete. I'd like
It's
to
like
see you turn it
Benzema's
down.
earning the best part of $1 billion.
$1 billion.
These deals are mad though as well, because whilst they look incredibly like, whoa, that much money, I think the clubs and the Saudi league get all of their image rights.
Right.
So where they have the players' image rights now. So they've got Benzema's image rights, Ronaldo's image rights. What they can do that around the world is...
And if I understood this right, have you heard this?
And Saudi Arabian football is shown in every country now, apart from the UK and US.
Right.
I believe I read that somewhere.
Do you know the other thing that I heard? The players are signed by the state, and then the state assign you a club. Is that right?
Or they give you a choice of, here's 4.
Yeah.
It's bad. It's
You
bad
can go to Al Hilal or Al Ali, but we will effectively.
They're all getting like a marquee player, aren't they?
Yeah.
It's kind of like how they did it in the MLS early days. Everyone had a marquee player. Another player being linked with a big money move is our mate Neymar. Being linked with a move to your boys, Chelsea.
That would be so mental.
Would you love it?
Yeah, I'd love it, but it would be. I don't think it's the correct thing for the club. I don't think it's what we need.
Yeah,
I think,
I'm the same.
Look,
I'd
on
love
some
it,
level,
please.
right? On some level, everyone needs Neymar in their team because he's a fantastic footballer. So yeah, he immediately
One of the last
becomes
of a dying breed as well.
He becomes the best player at the club immediately. He would be joyful to behold at Stamford Bridge, but I feel like that's just not what we need at the moment. You know, I don't really know what the answer is, but I'm pretty sure that the answer, if the answer is Neymar, you're asking the wrong question. Yeah.
I'm the same. To see Neymar play for Manchester United under the floodlights at the Field of Dreams would be a dream. Like, he's one of my favourite players that have never worn the shirt. Like, R9's the one, and then Neymar's in and around the mix. But it's like the Ronaldo move all over again. It's like, yeah, I love it. Yeah. But it's like, this is stupid, man. What are we doing?
You know how we've both said there that Neymar isn't for us? Is there what fan would go, yeah, we need him? Not only... No, but they
can afford it.
No, but they don't need...
You can afford to have him.
No, but do you think system-wise he works for them?
He was... Did he play for Pep at Barca? I don't think he did, but he was unreal.
No, mate, don't ever say that. Do you not know about my...
Make a mistake.
Mate, yeah. One of like the biggest clips that you've ever seen, like in terms of like trending, was me getting that wrong.
Oh, no!
I was mid. It was like that. It was like that. I basically got that. I said what you said, so I hope that you end up with the same amount of grief.
No, but I questioned it. Well, that's how you get away.
Put it this way.
Put a question mark at the end of everything.
I know for a fact that he didn't.
Now you do.
Yeah.